fourth one I hosted, surprisingly, it's always with the ladies because they know I'm going to go deep down and get the scoop, but I'm also a huge fan, especially of this person. Gotta admit, guys, she was one of my first ever crushes. Man character?
Yeah. You know, Michael Wall Street. Remember the
movie, yes, Wall Street.
Thank you. What was the actor's
Michael
name?
Douglas.
Thank you, Michael Douglas. Yeah, so that was basically who he was supposed to be.
How creative is that process where, hey, there's a popular movie
It's a
called
movie,
Wall Street, and we
it's
got
a
a guy
hit.
named Mike,
Let's
and that
make it
guy's
happen.
Michael Douglas, Michael Wall Street.
And Mike, I still to this day have one of the original laptops that I smashed over Pillman's head and cracked it in one of my storage units. But
Paulie once told me that he fell asleep taking a backdrop in midair
I
from a
believe
junkyard
it.
dog.
As much as Paulie exaggerates stuff, I believe that.
No, he does not.
I believe that.
So wait, so you'd be doing, this would be live? Like he'd be your bodyguard and he'd just fall asleep? Standing?
Just standing there.
But he had sunglasses on too, so you couldn't
tell.
How did he not tip over?
I don't know. But like being in the
This is amazing.
You know when you're in
Do you
the
have a
locker
specific
room,
moment so we could go on the WWE Network?
look at anything where he's standing beside me, where I step back and he's like not moving, and I step on him. I step on his feet. I'm like, what the hell?
This is awesome.
But in
Now,
the
think of
locker
how many
room,
years, hang on, I don't mean to cut you off. Think of how many years I've known you. I've never heard this story.
It's awesome.
Now think of how wrestling fans are going to enjoy this. And when you say
and it was Janie, Dusty, and I don't remember who else was with us. I remember Janie and Dusty. And all of a sudden, this taxi pulls up, and because of where we were seated outside, we could see exactly who pulled up and, checked in or whatever. And so Dustin pulled up, and he got out of the car, and it was like this weird thing, like, I looked at him differently. Don't ask me why. I still to this day don't know. So then later on in the evening, we all went to dinner, and I don't know who had this big, long, van that has 1, 2, 3 big seats in it, like a big white van kind of thing. We all went to dinner, and he was like, I'm going to peel out, and you and all you old farts can go on and do what you want to do, but I'm going to go to the titty bar or whatever. And I just said to him, I said, dude, you're not going anywhere. You're staying with me. Whatever we do tonight, you're going to be with me. And he, for some reason, did that. And then that night we come back. First time I've ever had tequila in my life. Last time I've ever had tequila in my life.
But you have Ricky Morton.
Mm-hmm. Also known as Richard.
Yes. Yeah. See, she's keeping it real after all these years. He's now joined, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Robert Gibson, I believe, got hurt, and that's why they turned him heel.
Yeah.
What about the significance? I know it didn't mean anything to you, but did you, now that you're in the business, did you feel it? Plus, you're working with Ricky Morton. When he turned on Robert, was that a big deal to you, or you care less? It's just business?
I remember I had been in the business long enough to know, and when I say in the business, even as a makeup artist, you learn the echelon of each person. When Crockett would fly his boys in, they would tape Saturday, Sunday, and then they would fly out. And sometimes they had, am I allowed to talk about rats or no?
I love rats. You can talk about them. They don't exist anymore.
So sometimes they would have rats that drove them to the airport. Yeah, at a certain point, when I was so committed to him, I was like, I can't do this anymore. You got to choose.
So now you left WCW because of that?
Nope.
Well, that was my question.
So the answer to that question is, the whole thing was, I knew that all of a sudden, Dusty went from being kind and cordial to me to being very antiseptic and cold to me. And we were at center stage, and I remember he said something that was just, I don't even remember what he said, but it was just rude and wrong. And I just said, I'm done. I literally kindly, calmly packed my bags, drove out of center stage, and left. I have no idea what my last Alexandria York match was to this day. I have no idea. I'm sure they didn't say a word about it. They didn't say anything like, where'd she go? I think they just, out of sight, out of mind.
There's no internet either, so there's no.
But yeah,
rumor
I have
mill.
no idea what the last thing was that I did. But yeah, I walked out that night and didn't come back.
And Dustin stayed.
Dustin stayed.
Okay.
Wisely enough, Dustin stayed.
Your career in your head is over.
Yeah,
Were you okay with it?
fine. So Dustin's mom is sat, my mother is sat, and all of a sudden, Barry Windham, Magnum TA, I forget who else. They came down and sat in front of the mothers. I was mortified.
That's wrestlers were good.
I was so
They
mortified.
should be. They're the main eventers. Not your
Holy
family.
shit. So,
Who'd your family ever beat? Come on now.
What?
Who'd your family ever beat? They should have been the front row.
right. Anyway, so yeah, they were there. Dusty was Dustin's best man. My sister was my maid of honor. My nephew, who, God love
So
him.
even though there was heat, he still was there for his son.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely.
You have a wonderful wedding
Yeah, beautiful
with
wedding.
a baby in your belly.
Baby in my belly.
Did you wear white?
I did.
You-
Like, he wants me to be this outlandish, crazy, like almost like an androgyn. He didn't know.
was gonna say,
He didn't know what the word androgyny meant at the time. Now he does.
If you didn't know if his character was all about messing with your mind, you know if he was
Total.
gay. 90s, if you
Yeah.
were being gay, if you were straight, if you were weird.
Right.
And Dustin also is a big movie fan.
That, but at the other side of that little spectrum, Dustin was a boot-wearing, tobacco-chewing, 6'5" Texan. The last thing, oh my God, like that would look so good with Goldust. Like, that's amazing. Then I started thinking, and when all this came to fruition, I'm in our tanning bed in our basement. Dustin's on the road, so I'm at home being mommy, and I'm tanning, and I went, what is it that WWF doesn't have? They've got Scary Sherry, they've got Tammy Sitch. One is this screaming, and this other one is like a sis boom bot. But nothing is this elegant, strong female that has nothing to do with masculinity or whatever, like old school. And the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a second, they're using all of these old movie lines with Dustin because he's this actor, which, Russo did all of that. And so I just started thinking, like, it would be so cool to have Dustin be managed by this very somewhat androgynous female that is very strong, like the old school trains that you walk, the red carpet to the Oscars. She had like 60 uncles at that point. And it was the funniest thing too. Like, they would come and say, hey, can I take Dakota to the ring? Or, hey, can I take Dakota to get her popcorn? Like, right before the fans came in, or cotton candy, or, hey, Shawn Michaels, God love him, to this day, no matter what he's done, great, bad, or indifferent, he would lay on my dressing room floor and play Polly Pockets with Dakota. Do you know what Polly Pockets are? Like, when somebody does that for your kid or your kids, you have a new appreciation for that person.
Yes.
So yeah,
How long was he so he was there for 6 years?
I said we were married for 6 years.
But were you together?
We were together for 8, married for 6.
I'm talking about the character. Goldust Marlena. Your run now in WWE is 6 years?
At what point, babe? You're confusing me.
No, so how long are you two an act in WWE together?
I debuted in January of 96.
Right.
I divorced him in 99, and we broke up that year, I believe. I don't know, shit. I don't have
Did you
good memory.
stay?
I stayed, he left.
When I said you weren't hardcore, you were the hardcore champion for a moment.
For a hot minute.
Was that
Second.
WrestleMania? You were just on Raw 25. Did you miss it? Did you want to be back? Wrestling is the most addictive drug any of us will ever take. That one little, I popped. Here you come. Boom, your music hits. Wow, we can't get enough of that.
Right.
Did you just like, that's cool. What time's my flight tomorrow? How was that for you?
To be honest, once I got there, and I will say this, like Dustin said to me, he pitched that I go out with him. He's like, she's here, Ter's here, why wouldn't she? You know, let's have Marlena and Goldust go out. And Vince said, no, she's gonna have her own spotlight. So Dustin, being Dustin, he sends me those exact words. Vince says you're gonna have your own spotlight. So I send back, but I'm going out with you, right? Meaning, so I'm gonna go out with you, and they're gonna have some new spotlight with all the production that's gonna shine on me. That's what you mean? A new spotlight or my own spotlight? He goes, no, you're not coming out with me. So I was like, okay. And, you know, I ended up, I sent Vince an email and said, you know, I know what you said, but I'm packing gold dresses in case you change your mind.
Goldust will be in whenever he decides to totally hang it up. But I think it would be cool if you inducted him, or at least you were the one to present it, because you were like the presenter of that.
I love him with all my heart. It's oh my God, don't make me cry.
You have to.
Honey.
This is real and you love it.
Don't make me cry.
Okay. It's awesome. And I've always said this to him when you guys weren't having the best of relationships. And I know you're a little still crazy, and so is he, and you guys would probably still fight. But no matter what happens, you produced a beautiful daughter, and you gave the world and showed the world a lot of love, and that's why they get it back. So we'll end it on that note.
Can I say one last thing?
No, because you're going to cry, your nose is going to start running, you may
Okay.
start choking, I'll clothesline you out of your chair, I'll hit you with the natural lariat right here. No, you can say it. It's your friggin' your thing.
No, I was just gonna say that you're not Barbara Walters. Why are you making me cry,
'Cause
dude?
It's still real to me.
Damn it. Damn you. No, I'm really proud of him. He's been through a lot, and he's done a lot, and he is an amazing father for our child. And I just, even though we're not together in a husband and wife setting, so to speak, he could call me any time of the day or night, and I can't fathom me ever saying, find somebody else to help you. I won't. So yeah, I'm proud of him.
But guess what?
What?
The same could be said about you. So there you have it. Don't sell yourself short, even though you are short, because you